Thank you so much. As above, so below. We appreciate each and every one of you guys as you're being notified that Apostle Ely is live. Thank you so much for being a support and to being a love for what we do here on this platform. I want to say to my madrina and to my padrino, my brothers and sisters in Ifa, salutations. I appreciate those that are on this journey, that are out here shining their light bright so others will have an idea of what it takes in order to perfect what God has for them. When I say God, I mean divine energy, feminine, masculine energy. And we just appreciate each and every one of you guys for what you do and how you express so much love. What up to my Boaz, Pisces in the house. And then I got my baby Scorpio, Keish, and I got Apprehend, Wisdom. Thank you so much for being up. Unveiling and what it be. Then we got Kiera Cloud. Thank you so much. Pisces, Aquarius, Concept. Wow, y'all are chiming in. Miss you guys as well. What's up, Mary Bond? Thank you for being with us on this Monday. As above, so below. We're talking about moon energy. And let me tell y'all something. I got some good. What's up, Mama Susan? What it be? Gemini. And then we got the notorious Natasha Foster. What's up, my Aquarius from North Carolina? Good evening to each and every one of you guys. Excited to be here with you guys. Definitely here for what God has for us on tonight. And let me tell y'all something. Teaching magic is one thing, but living it is another. And I want to certainly say thank you to each and every one of you guys. What's up there, Minister Mario Crown Ochosi? We much love you as much. Thank you, Sister Jackie, for that Haitian rum that you got for the man of God. Yes. I got more conjure to do, but we appreciate her getting that to me on today. I want to say hello and thank you to each and every one of you guys for commenting up on my videos. You guys make this stuff happen for me, and commenting and those likes, we appreciate you so much. Is that my Karen O'Brien up in this mother sucker? What's up, my Gemini? How you doing on this fabulous Monday? Yes, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all terribly. I have been chiming. I've been doing videos on TikTok, but I don't think TikTok ready for the stuff I'm going to talk about. Is that the Aries? Yes, it is. The I Am God Nation. What it be, sir? Good evening to each and every one. And there we go. The father of our church, our own Cancer in the house. He is such a support system to Apostle Ely and our staff. We appreciate you so much, brother Johnny. We got the mother of the church and the father of the church. They are something rather else, and so is their pastor. So we appreciate y'all so much. And thank you so much, God, for all the love and outpour support of my crowning. And what's up? Wait a minute. I see love in there. Love. Taurus in the house. Sorry, I almost missed you, babe. I want to say to you guys, I hope that you guys appreciate me sharing this process and this journey. For all of you that one day may want to get crowned, one of you guys may want to get initiated. One day you may just want to have a more effective spiritual life as a Christian, as an AJ, as a mystic, as a Kabbalah. Maybe you are in Eastern Star. Is that my Pisces? What's up, Darius in the house? You may decide to say, you know what, I want to be a Kabbalist. Let me tell you, universal laws apply to all of us. And let me tell y'all something. It doesn't matter what you're doing, your race, your creed, your color, your sexual orientation, or your economic status or educational ability. It has a lot to do with that. We are all experiencing some of the very, very same things. And we do realize that when you have other cloud of witnesses out there, cloud of witnesses means you have other people that you can look at and say, you know what, I'm not the only one. Or somebody has gone down that particular journey or that particular direction. And if they can do it, if I apply myself, then I can achieve those same goals and dreams if I put the necessary energy, effort, and talent into those particular position. Now, I also want to talk about something that is, let me start with my Christian buddy. These are the cards that I read from. These are the 72 names of God, technology of the soul. And I want to say hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. And thank you so much to all of you guys once again for your support of making this process a lot easier than it would have been me trying to do it solo dolo. Also, I want to say special thanks to my church family. Much love to you guys, and to my sister for taking care of my plants and the herbs and stuff. That my sister has a green thumb. She is something else with plants. So sometimes I take her seeds, sometimes I just take her to plant. I say, hey, I need you to grow this for me, and she don't bother me. She handle business, and she said, come pick up your plants. So, I'm very fortunate and I'm very thankful. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, how you apply yourself to these spiritual truths and these spiritual ability. I want to talk about something tonight that it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be a reality. And like, my lives are not for children. They're not for people that like to lie to themselves and put on fronts. And my lives are not for that. I also want to send a special shout out to Jelly Sweet. She texted me. She does have a different work schedule, so she's at work now when we are on live. But she does catch the lives, and she wanted me to know that she is definitely ain't going nowhere. But she just at work, but she making her money, and y'all know I'm with that, making that paper, because my destiny star is in Capricorn, so it's about them Benjamins. Yes, it is. Whatever them Benjamins may be, whatever country you in, it's still about that dinero, okay? But we want to say to you guys, we want to talk about something tonight that I believe that is going to help many of you guys on your journey, no matter what that journey is, in its magic. Now, I only teach magic, energy, frequency, vibration. That's what I do. I don't teach my personal practice, because at the end of the day, what I do only applies to those that take on my services, or they that learn up under me, or take my classes. Other than that, it applies to us all. Don't matter who you are, whether you're a Tata, Mumbo, Hugon, whether you're a Voodoo or San, whether you're a Mystic or Ajay, or whether you just a pimp that don't want to get some prosperity with your hoes. You understand? Or you just a hoe trying to get your John. It still applies to all of us. No matter what your particular status in life, or your moral status. Energy is what it is. Energy. Now, I want to talk about putting the rubber meat in the road. I want to talk about this tonight. And because we're dealing with moon energy, what's up there, Real Artists? What's up, Gemini? Because we're dealing with as above, so below, we're talking about moon energy. I want to talk about something that I think when you growing into this, you don't realize how much of your time, energy, or resources could actually go into what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I think that this is underestimated, and it's not calculated a lot of times when it comes down to your spiritual journey. And because I've been doing this since I was a child, I'm actually 50 years old right now, and I really want y'all, especially my babes or people just starting out, I want a reality check so you will understand this more so than a lot of other people have. A lot of the older ones that have been doing this a long time, you already done figured this out. But to those that are new to this, thank you there, baby Key said, hit that like button, please. Appreciate it. Now, I want to first start with letting the rubber meet the road, okay? I'm going to first start with Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, 23rd to the 24th. Now, listen to this. I told you this is going to do something for you. Now, it says in verse 23 through 24, then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. And when thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, or yes, thou shalt lay down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Now, what I want to talk about tonight, that when it comes down to spiritual traveling or natural traveling, a lot of times when we're on our spiritual journey, we're not realizing those particular costs that come into you actually manifesting, you actually doing this thing. And right here in this particular scripture, it talks about that how you, when you, what's up, Linda Green, my Scorpio from Georgia? Everybody has a path. The road represents a path. The rubber represents the tire, or the ability to move forward. Everybody got a gift or a talent or something about them that gives them mobility in their life. But then everybody, depending on their ATR practices, you may be on different pathways. And when that, what I mean by rubber meeting the road, it says, by definition, it says rubber meets the road means the moment of truth. The most important point of something. When you're trying to manifest and you're trying to get healed, you're trying to get set free and delivered. I'm going to be so real with y'all. Some of you guys have no idea that you may have to leave your comfort. You may have to leave, like, even to keep my business going. A lot of times I got to travel to Miami. I got to go here. And that's on top of ordering stuff from other places in order to do what I do. And when I went to Bible college, when I went through certain training, unless you got a real strong business background, like the cost that it takes to travel, whether you do it by plane, whether you rent a car, use your own vehicle, I just want you to understand the amount of cost. What's up, Latadra Matari? When you are trying to get victory, you may not ever know how much you might have to really travel. You may not ever really know how many miles you might have to put on your foot. You may not know that when you first started petitioning ancestor spirit or Orisha or Loa for what you wanted, you may not have really realized how far you was going to have to really go. How many times you were going to have to go back and forth. How many times that in order, like me as a kid, what's up there, Sister Brickhouse, my Sagittarius? Even as a kid going to my spiritual dad, I didn't live in the same city. I lived in the same state he lived in, but I didn't live in the same city. So I had to spend money, gas, and eating to go see him, to sit up there with him, to learn up under him. And a lot of time when people are saying that they want certain victories, or they want certain turnarounds in their life, they want certain breakthrough, they want certain relationships, they want certain friends. Sometimes, sir, ma'am, you may not want to hear this, but Apostle Ely going to keep it real with you. You might have to travel to get what God got for you. Okay? In order for Abraham to be the father of many nations, he had to leave his father's land. And I don't believe that a lot of people that get into hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, and Palo realize that even though I'm talking about how God has been such a blessing to us for Padrino Michael, but he don't live in the city. He don't live in Port St. Lucie. He don't live around the corner. Sometimes the people you have need of, sometimes the man or the woman you looking for might not even be in your city. Hell, it may not be in your country. I'm just here keeping it real. A lot of times we are settling because we are too lazy to travel. We're too lazy to put miles on our car, miles on our feet, miles on our mind, miles on the plane, whatever. I realize now that everything that I really got, a lot of these people was not right around the corner. I had to go to them. When we were back and forth getting, Minister Mario was going back and forth for his crowning, we were leaving Port St. Lucie, going all the way to Tampa, which is almost a 3-hour drive, one way, going back and forth for Dallas. I want y'all to realize these are costs, not only financially, but emotionally and mentally and energetically, that may be going on for you to get the type of turnaround. The time that, like, how many of you guys that claim that you want to get into these ATR, that you think about how much gas and time you got to spend going back and forth to the graveyard, going back and forth to the cemetery, going back and forth to the crossroad, going back and forth to the, or wherever particular, that it's a lifestyle. Yeah, they traveling like for real. Like really, for us to have certain accomplishments that we have had and certain victories and turnaround, sometimes you might have to go to a doctor in a whole nother state, a whole nother city, a whole nother a town or whatever. But a lot of time when we're getting ready to make this petition, God heal me, God protect me, God do this, Spirit do this, ancestor do this, we don't realize the journey, the travel time that we're going to have to do. When that rubber meets the road, it get real. What if you don't have the finances to get to the person? Then you miss out. So my point is, a lot of us end up settling for things, not because ancestor or spirit wanted for it, but it was convenient. It was less stress, it was less gas, it was less time. It was in your vicinity and you didn't want to go back. Some of you guys, if you had not reached out through social media, we would never be doing what we're doing right now. Imagine if it wasn't for the internet and allowing us to come into each other's home and spaces, that a lot of us would have never encountered or experienced the things that we are experiencing now if it wasn't for these abilities to, I could talk to somebody in Hawaii, I could talk to somebody in Jamaica, I could talk to somebody in Alaska, New Zealand, or other places. But then when it comes down to the spirituality, sometimes you got to actually go into that person's physical domain. Do you want it that bad? Then I got this one right here. Proverbs 16, verse 9. It says this: a man's heart devises or plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. what you was talking about, jealous sweet? I was talking about you a little earlier, darling. They go my Gemini. When it comes down to certain victories, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm being real with you. The amount of money that I spend in traveling, I probably could pay mortgage. The amount of money that I spend back and forth trying to get liquor, ordering this, ordering that. I want y'all to, especially if this is something you want to do, I want you to understand there are certain costs that is outside of conjure, but has to do with conjure and traveling to people, places, and things to get certain things, to be able to have the type of ceremonies that I have. Like, I was thinking about how many times I done been to Miami when it came to Minister Mario getting crowned. And now that I'm getting crowned, how many times I done got to go back and forth, and then other stuff was not ready, but I got majority of the stuff to make sure I got it in pocket, so when I give it to my padrino, that he can handle his business. It is so important that some of you, especially if you grown, that you understand that the rubber meeting the road is a real thing. It is a real moment of understanding. In order for me to do better, I might have to put some miles on my car, my truck. I might have to fly somewhere. I had a young lady come out of Virginia. She flew. She got her own a hotel room. She traveled to get the miracle she was looking for. From Virginia to Florida to Fort Pierce. I need y'all to really get this. Some things you will never experience unless you're willing to travel. A part of moon energy is astral travel as well as physical travel. Because spirits have to travel to you if you're summoning them, and spirit, you have to go to spirit if you're going to them. I need people to really get that. It takes energy, it takes ashtray, and it takes resources, whatever that may be. Then we got Acts, the 1st chapter, verse 8. Rubber meeting the road. It says this, and let me tell you something. I don't care if you're a Tata, a Mumbo, Hugon. It's like there's time we had to go to the ruler priest, get readings. He was not in the area. Drive over there, go to his house, go through the ceremony, go through the reading, do all that, then drive back or go somewhere else, because then the spirit said you had to go to the cemetery, go to the crossroad. Like, it's so much traveling that goes along in real magic that people really don't get it. When you're going through certain initiation, or you're doing certain ceremonial work, or you're even down to throne work, you might have to go to the lawyer's office. You might have to go to the courthouse. All that take gas and time, y'all. Sometimes you got to do it in the midnight hour. Sometimes you got to do it in the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes you got to do it in a noonday. Sometimes, like, realistically think about, do you have the time to do that level of conjure? Do you have the time? Can you travel naturally or spiritually to these people, places, and things in order to get manifestation? Because this is stuff that they're not teaching. This is stuff they're not sharing. When the rubber meets the road, you got to think about Mother Susan. In order to help me, she had to leave Titusville to come to where that's like an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half to get to me, to even help me. It says, Acts the 1st chapter, verse 8. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon me. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both into Jerusalem, got to travel to Jerusalem, and to all of Judea, travel to Judea, and Samaria, travel to Samaria, and it said to the uttermost part. So in other words, to be a good Tata, Mumbo, Hugon, or for me to be able to manifest and witness this power of magic that I do, I literally have to travel. I have to get out there. I don't care how tired I am, no matter what's going on in my life. In order for me to be a witness of the Orishas or the Loas, the Nkisi, or the Impungos, you got to be able to get out there. And a part of that is traveling. Are you in the mental state? Are you healthy enough to travel to get your miracle? Remember the man with trying to get into the pool of Bethesda. He got there. He got to the location, but he didn't get in the pool. Let me say this. I have people travel from Titusville to come to church. I have people come from Lauderdale. Some people come as far as Miami. Some people Some people miss church and they stay right around the corner. Let me explain something to y'all. Traveling to fulfill your promise, your dream, or your goals is still magic. When you pull up to the gas station, you put gas in your car, your truck, or whatever, rental, whatever it is. That's still a part of the magical process. The money that you spend, the time, the energy, the food that you buy in order to nourish yourself to be able to participate in the ceremony. Or sometimes you have to go without eating. But the point is, I want my babes to understand that when it comes to spirituality, it is a part of the bucket that a lot of times it goes without talking about. And it costs money. Even to get the help that you need, to be around the people you need to be around, sometimes people have to go get a hotel, that costs, travel to the location, and then once they get there, then the person, we got to go here, we got to go there to do this and do that. All that costs gas, and that don't come out of their money. You're going to eventually get hungry. As much as I don't eat as much as a lot of people do, but I drink a lot, it still costs money to nourish yourself, even though you're out there doing something that is to strengthen yourself, to protect yourself, to prosper you, to help your marriage, to whatever you're doing. All of this stuff costs. And guess what? A lot of this is going unsaid in this spiritual community. In order to get around the right people, maybe you're settling for the worst of people because you're not willing to travel. Maybe you're settling for the worst of friends or relationship because you're not willing to travel. Maybe because you have made a decision that you're not going to go outside of your comfort zone or go to a territory that you are unfamiliar. My son is in California, a place I have never ever gone until I went traveling over there to see him. But in order to have that physical contact that I wanted from him, I had to travel. There are certain things in your life. In order for you to get, you can pray all day long, sir. You can pray all day long, ma'am. You can do your ebos. You can do your conjure, your gree bags. You can do whatever, light your candle, your incense. But some miracles are never going to happen until you travel to that space. Even spiritually. The reason why I'm able to be as effective as I am is because I know how to astral travel. Some miracles cannot happen unless the spirit itself is in that space. And the only way that spirit's going to be in that space unless you physically bring your spirit there, or you can astral travel. And those that don't know what astral travel is, that is when your inner spirit, your inner light body leaves out of you consciously and goes to a person, a place, or a thing. But you bring your consciousness or your energy into that space to work that sign, that wonder, or that miracle, or to do a reversal. I'm not gonna lie, I have astral traveled, but I have not always done. I went to war. Because in order to battle certain people in certain countries that they may have doing conjure in another country against me or against my client, I have to astral travel to that location to go to war or go to bat for them. I have to go into certain dimensions that maybe somebody may be practicing Palo, or somebody been practicing certain type of Haitian voodoo or a certain type of conjure where they are operating with spirits in other realms. And so sometimes you have to actually project into those realms in order to set that person free, or to retrieve certain items that has been ensnared. I can't tell everything, but my point is that takes energy. Astral traveling is not just talking about, oh Lord, I see my spirit outside my body. No, astral travel is also a working. It is something that many practitioners, mediums do, especially when their clients live in other places, in other locations. And let me tell y'all something. A lot of times people do not recognize certain miracles because they're not physically there. But doesn't mean that my spirit, even the Bible said that Elijah told Gehazi, my heart went with you, or my spirit went with you. That's why Elijah knew what Gehazi had done. When you have a covering over you, that spirit of that leader follows you. This is why we know certain things. And that's also, I tell people all the time, you don't only bring yourself to the altar, or you bring yourself to a person, a place, or a thing. Sometimes you bring your leadership or the spirits that are protecting you or the people you're protecting you into other spaces. So be mindful even in that spirits are traveling with you. A lot of people use Saint Christopher to protect when it comes to traveling. There's other spirits that we use to protect us in astral travel. Gabriel is a powerful angel that deals with astral travel. Gabriel, some people call him, or her, and that is a very strong feminine energy. Cancer, being able to move your consciousness from one location, from one place to another. Remember this, guys. Being directed and just actually astral traveling are two different things. When you're being led by the Spirit, and the Spirit takes your spirit, like they did John the Baptist in the Bible. Not John the Baptist, but John in Revelation, how the Bible says the Spirit took John into the other parts. Jesus, the Spirit took Jesus. This is the type of, when spirits come and physically get you and take you to certain locations, and then they show you certain things. All of this is a part of traveling. Traveling in the Spirit, traveling in time. Sometimes they allow us to see things in the future. We have to go into the future and we see what's going on, and then we come back consciously into our bodies. All of this covers in this particular energy, and this is also where magic takes place. There are certain people that never ever came to your house in the physical, but have walked in your house spiritually. Anointed, what's up, Anointed Queen? How do you know someone? Let's see. Oh, really? They sent you a... Oh, my God. Well, I'm glad you know who I am, Anointed Queen. Everybody trying to bite off a posse. They want to do their own labor. But it's all good. What did I write down here? The cost for traveling naturally and spiritually. It is very important that, especially those that are going to practice conjure, understand. Sometimes, just like your basic education, sometimes you have to travel out of state to get the type of education that you are looking for, or getting certified by certain people. What's up there, Rogers in the house? Much love to you. It is so important that when you are doing magic and you're trying to get a certain type of energy to do a certain type of spell or working or conjure, sometimes you got to go to those locations. You got to travel. That stuff costs. You might have to travel there more than once. That stuff costs. You might have to go to the ocean, the river. You might have to go to 2 or 3 places at once. And this is the kind of stuff that when people are doing magic or doing spell work, they're not considering. Okay? It is hard for you to place a war against somebody when you are not willing to travel. And let me tell you something. I'm going to say this again, because I said we're talking to grown people. You're not doing nobody a favor. I wasn't doing my spiritual dad a favor by traveling to get what I needed. I'm going to say this again. When you do what you got to do to get what you need in your life, don't treat that other person like you're doing them a favor. If you had to travel that far to get your healing, you got that for you. You didn't necessarily come there because you just want to see the individual. You came there out of a need. Let's get this clear. When you do what you need to do for you, thank God that that person is there and able to do what they have the capabilities of doing. But at the end of the day, there's a certain amount of honor and respect that I show people that travel along with, because I realize that it's a lot of sacrificing to get that. And I also want them to understand it take a lot for me to be here. There's people don't realize, in order for me to be here on these social media platforms, for my church to be physically where they are, that means I have to be consistent over a very long time. I have to constantly keep myself cleansed. I have to constantly keep myself studied, educated, so I can come on here and give something that's actual valuable, that I'm not regurgitating information off the internet, that I'm actually giving you something that is useful no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, that you can say, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't allocate that amount of money to my practice. How is your business going to flourish when you're not making enough money to travel or do the things you need to keep your business going? I have a place that I go and buy my candles, but I don't spend enough money in candles where they would ship those candles to me, because they deal with freight. And at this point, my business is not big enough. I really thank you for your information. Thank you. I appreciate that. This wallet is got my booty hurt. But I am in a place that I am growing, but I'm not at a place where I can actually order from the place where they will send the candles to me. I don't do Amazon. I don't do none of that stuff. I have a place where been going for since I was a kid. And I have a relationship with these people, but I have not built my business, or my business have been built to the place where I can actually have them ship a truck to a location and where I don't have to drive down there. So these are the things that people don't consider: the toll fee, the food. Listen, when you're investing in your business or your brand, you need to consider this stuff. Are you going to travel? Do you got a driver? Because you got to pay them. A lot of this stuff, when people fail in business and relationship, or they miss out on things that they claim that God, it wasn't meant for them, it's because you wouldn't travel. Abraham could never, according to the story, Abraham could never become the father of many nations staying in his father's land. He had to leave. There are certain things, it is yours, it belongs to you, but it is not in your location. There's certain information, there's certain anointings, there's certain powers, there's certain things. What's up there, Chastity Carter? There are certain things. I don't want you to think you're doing something wrong, but what I want you to understand is that's how dedicated. And when I tell people about putting your spiritual life first, easier said than done. All I'm trying to share to most people, no matter what you practice, you have to be committed to what you're doing, because you never know what path that you're going to be on. It's like when you get your readings, or they throw the OB, or they throw the Pele, I think it's Pele. When the E5 priest do his thing. What if the spirit requires more out of you? What if you're getting a reading from the hoodooist or the voodooist and the spirit wants you to do more stuff? You only came there prepared to do one thing, but then to solve your problem, have other things that are assigned, and now you got to go travel a little further, drive a little more, and this stuff is so important. Thank you. Need open door instant. I will send money in cash. All right. Hey, that's I seen your name up there. Thank you, Lydia. Actually, I got your order. I think you got an order that I got. Let me tell y'all something. Roll opening. This is so important that a lot of people, when they start out on a journey, and it's fine, because until you learn, it'll start making sense as you grow. Learning and growing are two different things. When you're learning, don't mean you're growing. You're just getting information. When you're growing, you're utilizing the information that you've got and you're applying it. So it causes growth. A lot of times when you start growing, you start realizing what all it really takes. And so you talk different. I can tell people that are growing versus people that are still learning. People that are growing understand it's more responsibility. People I tell that get close to me, it costs to walk with me. It costs. People talk about, why Minister Mario, only certain people hang out? Because you can't afford to walk with me. It costs revenue. There go my girl right there, Michelle Williams, Madam O'Shun in the house. I really want you to understand, when the rubber hits the road, you start realizing, okay, in order for certain things to turn around, what do I got to do? And then, let me explain it to you like this. Just like we do in the church. When we have a visiting pastor or preacher come to church, we get a hotel for them, and we accommodate them so they are rested so they can do the work. They can come in there, preach, prophesy, whatever they're going to do, right? Whatever. Musician, same thing, right? When it comes to your tata, your mambo, your hugon, are you accommodating them to the point where they're rested that they can actually do your cleansing? That they're rested they can actually do your contra? Or you have stressed them out, or you have minimized them economically to the point there's very little they can do. You understand? A part of being effective in your spiritual magic is understand, what does it take for me to be able to do my job or get to the location or get to the, because that is travel. Do not underestimate the cost that it takes for travel. And sometimes the reason why some of you guys cannot get victory is because I've seen people, now me personally, if I do revival work, you got to pay me up front. I have literally, and I don't go anywhere broke, okay? Because I've heard too many horror stories of other preachers. That's why it's good to listen. When you listen to other people, they get there, the hotel ain't paid for, they outside trying to, I have my own credit card, my own accommodations, Zelle me my money, send me my money. I'm not putting my well-being or my staff well-being in somebody else's hand. That's how I roll, okay? I've heard too many horror stories. You may not raise enough money and don't want to feed me. I'm going to eat anyway, but I won't be back. You understand? A part of this is understanding that's all magic. How you treat that particular vessel and those spirits that are going to be working with that particular vessel also affects your manifestation. They don't talk about this. They don't teach you this. How you treat the man of God. Notice that the people in the Bible, when they treated the man of God, they got the blessing, they got what they needed, but they got an additional blessing. Because it's still how you treat that tata, that mumbo, that hugon, that apostle, that whatever title they are, how you treat people. That's how I was raised. I entreat people. I try to make it easy for whoever the spirit is using. If you need cigars, you need liquor, I got you, boo. What you need to do your work. I don't want you disturbed. I need you focused. Some of y'all, you're never going to get certain miracles or certain manifestation because you don't understand that level of travel. If my padrino or somebody that I'm working with have to come here, I accommodate them. I accommodate them. If I got to go somewhere, I accommodate my damn self. I'm just being straight. Ooh-wee. This is stepping on the toes of truth, right? But it's the truth. When you think about that, and that's why I'm trying to explain to y'all, a lot of these people have not been evolved, they're not grown, so they can't talk like I'm talking. But what I am trying to get y'all to understand, like certain people, you got to get into their vicinity. And it's been costing me ever since I on the journey, but it was always a way of life, so I never looked at it as an incurred expense. $20 donation for incense burn. Yeah, my incense burns are $20 and my readers are $20. Oh, it really did. It said junior, not senior. Oh, I'm junior. My dad is senior. In case somebody out there working on me, my dad already did, so you might be working on the wrong soul. Anyway, so I want y'all to really, really get this. When it comes down to your spiritual journey, when it comes down to manifestation of magic, don't forget, when the rubber meets the road, it is also about that travel. Whether that is spiritual traveling, whether that is natural traveling. And if you are trying to get, to a certain level and certain level of manifestation, if I were you, I would investigate and do a little more research. If I'm gonna work, I'm pretty sure she don't mind. If I'm gonna use Madame Oshun as an example, if you truly want to work with Madame Oshun, it's worth it to you to not only accommodate your get there, but accommodate yourself, and then that still has nothing to do with the cost it would for her to do whatever particular work. This is the stuff that people, just like when you go on a vacation. Not only do you got to pay for the vacation, but you got to pay for whatever fun that you have on the vacation. Spirituality ain't no different. If you don't want to shortchange yourself, make sure that you are thinking about this, and then when you're praying and talking to your ancestors, you know how to petition them. Y'all need to stop trying to dollar and dime God to death. I'm going to say this again. Stop trying to dollar and dime God to death. Traveling cost is still a part of magic. And the reason why I do have the testimonies that I have, because I'm not afraid to spend money in traveling and going to where I need to go to do what I need to do. But I was raised like that. So that's why I do it. But I'm realizing that a lot of people don't realize that they think they're doing somebody a favor by doing it. And it's a part of the package. It has nothing to do with the tata, the mamba, the hugon, the pastor, or whatever. It's something that you want the spirit to do for you. And so I let them know that I am willing to put myself on and put that time in and that dedication. That's why I have a problem when people come up and be trying me the way they do, because you don't know what I done invested in this turnaround. You don't know what I invested to get this breakthrough. You don't know what I invested to destroy this yoke. You don't know what I invested to overcome this situation. Sure isn't a real OG in this. Come on here. So this is why this is so important. Let me tell y'all something. If I can express on this level, imagine if when my members come to my church, when I'm talking to them or I'm giving them a word or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, in my mind, I'm thinking about the money they done spent, the time they done spent to get to me. See, as a practitioner, you need to consider that. And even though they're there to get something from you, but imagine how much people really care for you or support you when they're putting themselves in that position. If you call, I have certain people, if I call them, they're going to come, and they're coming from a distance. But I appreciate that, but I'm not going to take advantage of them. My point is, guys, this is all magic. This is not, it's not something that people they don't consider when they are on their spiritual path or spiritual journey, but it is. Remember, Dorothy had to leave Auntie Anne to get to the Wizard of Oz. You understand? In order to have certain experiences, you have to come from around unfamiliar. From familiar territory and get around unfamiliar situations and circumstances. If you want extraordinary confidence that you see a lot of people have, thank you, Bo, for that love offering. If you want to really understand why certain people like me are so I'm trying to think of a word some of y'all like, oh, he mean. I'm not mean. You don't understand my investment in what I'm going after. You don't know how much time I done put on the road, I done travel, whether that's spiritual or naturally. And I don't think that a lot of you guys that do not put that kind of effort in yourself, your evolution, your business, your journey, your relationships. Let me tell you something. When I was out there tricking and stuff, when you travel that far to get something to have you some fun, you there to have some fun. You don't want to hear about, oh, this going on, that. No. Because I done traveled too far. I'm focused. I've been thinking about this the whole time. Bo love offering. I really need y'all to get that. When you're dealing with people that have traveled out of the country, they have traveled out of state, like they done put time in to get a certain manifestation. Some of y'all ain't willing to put that time in. You're not getting where I'm coming from. But anybody that have went out of their way to meet somebody or go somewhere and spent their time, energy, and money to do it, they in a different mindset than people that have done that. Rakeem, I got you. Aries. This is the grown-up stuff. This is the grown-up stuff. And guess what? I done brought this stuff in here. I ain't put it up. I got stuff stacked everywhere. I got different we had to get the Risha settled. We had to get, I had other stuff I had to get. I got you Lydia for a road opening. What's up, Shamari? My Cancer road opening from Chicago. To get on this live, the paper, the function, like the desk, the whole setup. I want y'all, like, if you're going to get into this stuff and you want to have a respectable business or practice when it comes to the ATR, then think about all these different things that you're going to have in order to be able to manifest and take care of yourself as well as your clientele or your God children or your spiritual children, whatever you term, your coven, whatever. It don't really matter. You got to realize what you may have to travel. Sometimes in order to get your child here, you might have to travel into the Netherlands. Sometimes you might to get something you need. Like, it's real. Mad, I miss you when you came in. However, I understood your assignment you on. Oh, thank you. That my Sagittarius. She says, mad, man. Yeah, I'm getting it though. Chastity Center for a court. Okay. Courthouse incense. Yes. Junior. Yes. Junior. Listen. That's the inside joke, but yes. And this is, I'm gonna say this too. When you have your practitioners doing work for you, make sure you are giving them the and if you hear them praying or something, like, make sure they are actually utilizing. I'm glad my dad was gifted in spiritual, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just throwing out Samuel Ely. Cause I'm a junior. You could be going after my dad or me, or both. It don't matter. But make sure we have the full name, especially if they are. Even if it's a twin, like, it matters. It really does. I thought that was funny. Yeah, that got me. That got me. But these are the things that when we in this journey and we thinking about, okay, I want this turnaround, I want this type of outcome. Baby, you might, like, you have to do some back and forth by 10 or 15, 20 times. You understand? It, like, you might go through two or three sets of tires. You might have to go rent 3 or 4 different type of rental cars. You know, you might get on a couple planes. You never know. Like, in this journey, you may never know where you end up in order to get what you're trying to get. And that's just real talk. And this is stuff you might not be aware of. And I want, if you have not been aware of it, I want you to make it aware of it. And if you are in the journey, you realize, like, you know what? I spent a lot of money outside of the spiritual work just traveling. Just the accommodations. It's the truth. They don't teach you this stuff. Darius. Stop gossip. Oh man, I just got through making me a certain got you, Darius. Let me do this right now. I got thank you, Bo, once again, and all of you guys that send those love offers. I do appreciate you very, very much, and the support of the crowning of me, Metafun Oya. I got reading for Rakeem. I got roll opening for Lydia. Like, when I tell you guys, I hate to lose. As they say, I would travel to Timbuktu to get some sand from the Sahara Desert, to get ice off of the Alaskan mountain. I will. I got Lydia, roll opening, and I got Lawrence Irving Jr. with Courthouse Incense. Praise Jehovah. The mighty Ola Damari. The time said, whatever you just made, I need some. They sound like them earth signs. They don't be playing. Give me some. I made some stuff, and I got Stop Gossip. Well, let me do it. Hold on. Love Incense for Darius, and Stop Gossip. I'm gonna put that on one side. Love Incense for him. Favor for those in authority, and then I got Stop Gossip for all them bitch asses on his job. Put that over there. And even though they talk against him, anyway. And that's another thing. Y'all don't know what people be doing. Thank you, Brother John. That's my father, my church. Brother John be showing out for Apostle. You need to make an incense called Break a Bitch Teeth. You is too much, man. You too much, Madam Oshun. She said, I need to make an incense called Break That Bitch Teeth. And she said, I'll buy a bucket. Like, beep. Oh, that was a good one. I needed that one. And then I got that one, Okay, let me check these off, make sure. All right. Yeah. But think about this stuff, like really consider why certain things are not going on in your life, and consider that opportunities may be outside of your comfort zone, and you're praying, and the reason why it's not that spirit didn't hear you, it's just the idea that you're not willing to go outside where it actually exists. And just like Jesus had to send Peter to the river to get the money from the fish, a lot of you guys got to realize that's part traveling, moving forward, going where it is. It's a part of the magic. Showing the spirit, showing the Orisha, showing the Loa. Latasha said she approved of that instant. She said, get the stepping, get the making it. And when you think about this, actually I got some stuff in there, but then actually I honestly I got something similar to that. But some of this stuff I got in here too dangerous to be putting out on social media. But when you think about the stuff that you're actually trying to accommodate and you're trying to accomplish, I want you to understand this stuff is so important. Love is cash out from okay, Love G, I got you. Felt that. Son call her name. Money blessing. Let me tell y'all something. Don't let nobody fool you why you don't have time to play with people. Get your tools, get you some real goals, and let me tell y'all something. When people telling y'all about your ancestors already know your path. That's how they find out what your path is, by talking with your ancestors and working with your ancestors. So they already know your path. You have to be guided and directed. Remember, you're supposed to be trusting their guidance. You're supposed to be trusting their lead in going down that particular path. Everybody got a path that they got, a journey they got to go. Everybody don't have the same pace. And when you out here doing conjure, make sure that you're not doing conjure that slow you down, huh? Some of y'all running around here, everybody smell you riding on brakes. You understand? I'm loving your energy tonight. What's up, cuzzo? Think about this. When you are on your journey and you are traveling, you don't want nothing, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or economically, slowing you down because you're not consistent. I want that instant. I got a lot of mouths out there. Oh, my Lord. Y'all is a trip. Y'all make me put that bad stuff on there. I'll be responsible for that. But that's why I do, and I'm trying, in consideration that I'm just assuming that some of you guys don't know. Some of you guys may be watching tonight. You may be watching at another later time. But make sure that you consider travel as a part of your magic. You may have, and make sure that you can accommodate yourself where you can have a very positive experience. And let me tell y'all something. When you are not comfortable, it'll change your energy. Let me give you an example. If you go, I'm gonna use the church as an example. If I'm going somewhere to supposed to preach, I go there, my hotel's not ready. Then kind of find out they haven't even paid the hotel bill. That stuff's gonna aggravate my spirit. The Bible talks about in the grieve not the Holy Spirit, right? And so not only now I'm grieved because I had to spend an hour waiting on to get a hotel, then ended up having to go to another hotel to accommodate myself. Then I didn't get a chance to eat, didn't get a chance to shower, didn't get a chance to rest. And now if I go and preach in these people's church, my energy gonna be different. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's no different if it's a Baba, a Tata, a Hugon, a Ajay, a witch, mystic. It don't matter. Make sure that you making that spirit as happy and want to work for you as possible. Make sure that it got everything it need or like, so it's in a good mood to do what you need it to do. And that's energy. Understanding energy is understanding that. That's grown up people stuff. When you got to keep telling people, do not, if you want that man or woman gay straight about to give you some, then you got to make sure that you're not disturbing the mood. You got to make sure that they're in a good mood, that they want to do this, so they can give you what you want. because they in the right frame of mind and the right type of energy. Y'all get what I'm saying? Spell work the same way. Ashe, traveling, making sure that the accommodations are there, and making sure this is something you really want to do, and that it is in alignment with your destiny. Okay? Rakeem, let me know you're listening, and I'm going to do the reading for Rakeem, my Aries. This stuff is important. Where's my Rakeem, my Aries? Okay. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bringing to light in my eyes concerning Rakeem, the Aries. Yes, sir. Rakeem, the Aries. That which is in the dark, bringing to the light of my eyes concerning this Aries. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee. What is it that Aries needs to focus on? What is it that this Aries needs to focus on? What is it that this Aries needs to focus on? All right, my Aries. Let's see what's going on with Aries. And I literally had to go buy more paper because I write a lot. Shadow card comes up, Aries, focusing on healing. Aries says focusing on healing. It says Mem He Shin. It said the power of this name brings the energy of healing at the deepest and most profound level of my being. I like this. Because I have now accepted full responsibility of my present condition. This card right focusing on your healing about taking charge. It said, because I have used my energy concentrating on others who are also in need of healing. This card right here has a lot to do with you focus on being made whole. And this is what they want you to do, is taking responsibility for your present condition or what's going on in your life. That is the focus. And then look at your middle card, self-esteem, coming in for Aries. In your middle card, it says, hey. It said, with the divine energy of this sequence of letters, I connect the power of the ancient high priest of the temple to heal all areas. Look at your cards. This is a healing time, restoration time, including health problems, financial difficulties, and relationship conflict. Aries, this is a time really not for war and fighting. It is a time for restoration and to reinvigorate yourself. A wounded soldier only can do so much. This card, both of your cards, especially with your shadow coming up like this, it is talking about healing and getting things in order for you and making sure that you're focused. And that's what's going on right now. And then your outcome card, I would do Psalms 50. Aries, I would do Psalms 50. Your outcome card says revealing the concealed. It says Mem Yud Kaf. It said, I gather the ability to bring forth the powers of observation to see the truth. This is right here, the outcome card. Is like, the more you move forward, taking care of yourself, daylight is going to show. In other words, things that you may not have understood or not really know what was going on, all of that stuff is going to be revealed. And this is actually in your future. But you got to take care of you before this stuff start even happening. It says, and the courage to handle it. So therefore, whatever is revealed, whatever truth that you need to walk in, you're going to be able to do such. I still say Psalm 50 is the best song for you right about now, because this really has a lot to do with healing and being made whole, especially for Aries. But I feel like this is a wounded soldier syndrome, and you need to focus on your wounds. Spiritual Neosporin. All right. No, you. Oh, we are all grown. She said we all grown. Yes, baby. Let me tell y'all something. I want to encourage you guys that are watching my journey. Not out of fear of going through anything. It is just understanding what comes along with that particular path or that journey. And understand why people get agitated, because let me tell y'all something. When you ain't never had to invest the way some people have invested, you quite welcome, my Aries. Much love back to you. If you never really had to invest in certain things and give up certain things, then you don't even have the comprehension of where that anger is coming from. You know what I'm saying? When people have gone through and they're giving up and they're sacrificing to achieve certain things, and then you're coming along. This is where a lot of people, I don't understand. To me, your sacrifice is your sacrifice. You don't have to do the sacrifices that are done in voodoo, that is done in Ocha or Lukumi or Palo or whatever. The idea that I know that in order for you to have what you have, you had to make certain sacrifices. Why is it that you devalue the sacrifices in other traditions? That's like me, because you're not a UPS driver and you are a CEO or you are a manager or you are a bus driver or you are whatever, and you don't put 28 years. My 28 years ain't no better than your 28 years. People making sacrifices to get where they are or doing what they're doing, no matter how they get their money, their resource or whatever, it needs to be respected. And a lot of times when people say, well, because you are not a Christian, or because you're not a Muslim, or because you're not a Tata or Mumbo, that yours, like the time you done put in, like I done put in a lot of time, and I be looking at people crazy, like, you think you just gonna ride? Like what? And even when I was younger, when they used to prophesy to me all the time, let no man despise your youth. People thought because I was young, like I didn't put my time in. You got baby like maybe 10 or 11 years old crown. Does that mean because they're 11, 10, 12 that it's not real? Do you not know in certain countries a child could be born a king? And they will have somebody over that child until that child is of age to run their kingdom. Some of y'all don't get that. You don't realize what has come into play in order for certain people to get where they are. And then you come in there and you saying certain things and you not realizing that you are like really insulting that person. Or you doing things that they may come across you in a certain way that you like, why did they handle me like that? Because you are disrespecting them. They're sacrificing. I get on this social media platform and I give and I support and I show and I teach and I educate. That's a sacrifice, no matter what's going on. And then you guys, the reason why I acknowledge you like I do, because you guys, no matter what time I come on, no matter what I'm doing, what I'm teaching about, you right here, I want to acknowledge that. You could be spending your time with somebody else. And y'all know I'm long-winded. I'm a preacher. We go on and on and on. And y'all be right here with me. Some of y'all be like, oh, I'm about to fall asleep. But y'all be rocking with a brother. My point is, I acknowledge that you could be somewhere else and that you choose to be here, and vice versa. And I love how you guys, even some of y'all guys text me, and sometimes I get it right away, sometimes I don't. But my point is the acknowledgement. That's about being grown, y'all. Respecting the travel that people are doing and the investment in that travel, whether that's coming in or going out. You know, sometimes you travel one way, and sometimes you get a round trip ticket, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. So, Shamar said, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate that, babe. What's up, that Danielle Gregory? No, long-winded. Thank you, baby. Yeah, it's the truth, though. But that's the stuff that I want y'all to really get when it comes to this stuff. And it don't matter who it is. This stuff ain't easy. And if somebody do that traveling for you, that's what you paying for. Now that's the whole thing about the whole concept about a convenience store is that you don't have to go all the way downtown to get. And normally when you go to a convenience store, you're going to spend more money. Okay, let's get the logic behind it. Normally a convenience causes you to pay more versus when you inconvenience, you get it a lot cheaper, right? So if you got a convenience store, that means it's like, that's why 7-Eleven, no matter what, they got the same product. Normally in 7-Eleven, everything costs a lot more because it's the convenience that you're paying for. That you don't have to go all the way downtown or go all the way into the city or go all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality ain't no different. If I go and get the grapes and bring them back for you to eat, you're gonna pay for that. If you want that lobster out of the deep blue sea and you don't want to go get it yourself, you're going to pay for that. I want to talk to grown people. Stop thinking that people are going to go do all that. Sit there, Madame Oshun sitting up there rubbing the plants and squeezing the plants. And she going to do all that just because it's for you? Come on, y'all. Let's be for real. If somebody's going to make something convenient where you can just take a bath, burn some incense, light a candle, or just do certain chants or whatever because they done did all the heavy lifting, that's what you're paying for, the convenience that you didn't have to go to the crossroad. You didn't have to go to the cemetery. You didn't have, they brought and put it there in the packet and just told you what you need to do and brought their spirit. Travel. It costs. All right, Minister Mario, are we good? Are we all clear? Can I show? I'm gonna see if I can show some of the stuff that I got. Okay, I gotta check. I gotta check first because I went and bought a lot of stuff. So I just wanna verify and make sure it's okay. Minister Mario, are we good? As he like said, all clear. We are so proud of him. He has come through. An overcomer. All clear. All right. Much love to each and everyone. Don't forget, guys, to hit that like button. And if you can, go up under this video and comment up under the video. Listen, I mean, it's almost like being intimate with somebody. At least give me a good night kiss. You know,